everybody, it's Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank. We have been playing around with the after-game stuff, and this is the sketchbook. So, these are some of the concept sketches for Ratchet. We decided early on that he would be a bipedal alien creature with fur, and if anyone asks you, Ratchet is a Lombax. Well, there we go, Ratchet's a Lombax. I really don't like those two top concepts. But, I mean, you know, concepts. Okay, next. Clank, too, went through many forms. He was originally even younger looking with a bigger head and smaller body. In fact, at first, Clank was 3 much smaller robots, but in the end, we decided to use just one so that we could develop his personality more easily. Well, okay, fair enough. 3 smaller robots could be fun, depending on what 3 types of personalities you gave them. And here we have the final sketch for our 2 main characters. Ratchet came into existence on paper for the first time within 2 weeks of the initial idea for the game. This final sketch was done about 3 months later, and it's a pretty good final sketch. I mean, Ratchet doesn't quite look right, but Clank's spot on. Fort Krontos and on Battaglia came from the top sketch. We wanted to create forested islands under aerial attack. Then we turned it into more of a tropical fort, kind of the way development goes sometimes. The bottom sketch was one of the many from which we stole pieces for various levels. Okay. These cliff-hugging structures evolved into the cliffside machinery you can see in parts of the logging site on planet Eudora. They were originally part of a populated city, but we decided to make this a robot-only area. Well, that's neat. This is an element from the robot factory exterior on planet Quartu. The factory on this planet is where Clank is made at the beginning of the game. The top sketch is an early drawing of the Blarg depot on planet Gaspar. The bottom is the production design for Blackwater City on planet Rogar. Like, it looks like Rogar, right? Like, these look like the places, but, like, there's not a lot of information for game design in that bottom one. Okay, the bomb factory on planet Hoven was derived from these sketches. Our original idea was that the inhabitants were mining ice and shipping it off-world. But then we decided that the Blarg should invade and convert all the processing plants to munitions factories. Blarg equals bad news. Like, okay, good. Great. And the mining ice thing, it's like, it's okay. Like, it's a snowy world. All those things pop out of the snow there. A hanging power source for one of our factories. Can you guess which one? I can't, but it's cool that they had detailed sketches like this of small elements you wouldn't notice. I personally didn't notice this, although it really looks like the place where we blew up the 8 things on the hangars outside, you can buy the gold weapons. It looks like it belongs there. That's my guess. The top drawing shows off early concepts for the logging site on planet Eudora. This was one of our first worlds, and our initial goal was to create a forest city. It changed drastically during production. The bottom sketch shows off peaceful structures from the bomb factory on planet Hoven. Yeah, it's okay. I think that whole paths between trees things is a little overdone, but it didn't play a huge thing into the game, so. Generator concepts for Gorda City on planet Altanus. Because the city is plagued by lightning storms, the inhabitants use the generators to attract the lightning and convert it into useful energy. Unfortunately, Drek wants the generators for his new planets, and the citizens don't stand a chance. One of the very first levels we prototyped was Metropolis on planet Kerwan. We wanted lots of greenery built into the retro sci-fi buildings to create a unique contrast. We ended up removing most of the bronze caps, though, because they began to clash with the rest of the city. Fair enough. This world was one of the first big ones we built, and almost started a war between the designers and the artists. Alright. This is the first concept for Quark's HQ on planet Umbris. We removed the lightning rods after we realized that it made the central structure look too small. That's fair. The general idea for Quark's HQ was that it should be very reminiscent of a World War II battlefield, replete with bunkers, machine guns, and barbed wire. And it was. It was all of those things. Here's a building study for one of the structures near Quark's trailer in Blackwater City. We ended up modifying it significantly, though, and the final result is a bit different. This is a good example of the palette studies we created for every world. This one was for Fort Krontos on planet Battalia. Did good. We ended up changing the weather from a sunny day to a rainstorm, but the color palette didn't vary much from this painting. And that's fair, and the bridge is a little more, curved, but that does look like the fort at the end. Two examples of the character sheets we used to model the enemies in the game. The top is a Blarg Trooper, while the Blarg Commander is on the bottom. And those look very close to the end designs. Like, they look identical, actually. We love our robots. These are some of the many head designs we created for the robot troops who fight Ratchet. And if you look closely, you can pick out our animation director and our lead character designer. Really? That is fun. Clearly the guy in the upper, at the top on the right, that's clearly a guy. But I don't know who the other person that they integrated in there would be, but maybe the guy all the way on the left with his arms crossed. Here's Ratchet's first ship. Too bad he wrecks it so early in the game. We wanted it to be a real homemade job, held together by chewing gum and wire. We still can't agree on exactly why he crashed it on Planet Novalis. That's fair. Or Novalis, I don't. Finished sketches for Quark's ship and the courier ship that Ratchet and Clank acquire. The idea was that the courier ship would be a slow, clunky, durable vehicle, kind of like a mail truck. Quark's ship, on the other hand, was designed as a luxury craft, not too fast either, but stylish and comfortable. Okay, good, cool. This is the original sketch for the Blarg fighter that Ratchet and Clank pick up on Gemlik Base. We were going for sleek but deadly. Yeah, and that thing looks like, again, it looks like the Thunderquack. Many of the enemies in the game is pilot vehicles. This one turned into a helicopter piloted by a Blarg commando in Metropolis. Metropolis. He's a nasty one. Okay. The Grind Boots Mine Glove, and what originally was the Defense Drone Glove. We changed the way defense drones work midway through the project, so we no longer needed that glove. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Here's one of our concepts for Giant Clank. Unfortunately, the huge shoulder-mounted guns didn't make it in because they just weren't practical. But we did manage to keep Ratchet on Clank's back. Yeah, because that's ironic, right? Is that Clank rides on Ratchet's back the entire game. Some fun enemy designs. One made it into the game. 4 didn't. Can you pick the winner? Wow. A guy on... Well, you know what? Actually, I think it's probably guy in the bottom right. The many phases of Big Al. This was the first NPC, non-player character we put into the game. He's probably what most people think game developers look like. Yeah, that actually is probably what a lot of people think game developers look like. One of the weapons that went through many iterations on paper was Ratchet's wrench. We didn't want something too generic. Plus, it had to function as a tool and a weapon at the same time. It's mistakenly called an axe by many, but the label is appropriate in some respects, since you probably wouldn't want to get whacked with it. It's clearly a wrench. You use it as a wrench several times. Designs for the Visibomb glove, or Visibomb gun, and the Suck Cannon. The Suck Cannon was one of the first weapons we designed, and one of the few where the name stayed the same throughout the development process. It just had such a nice ring to it. It does! Suck Cannon. Like... The top two designs are the final versions of the Hydro Pack. The bottom sketches are the designs for the Glove of Doom and the Bomb Glove. The Glove of Doom is an office favorite. The Glove of Doom is amazing. I love the Glove of Doom. Another early version of Ratchet. Notice the different proportions, lack of eyebrows, and stripes. This was also an early box cover concept. That's fair. It looks good. This one should look familiar. The cover for the US game box was derived from it, but more importantly, it was the first image of Ratchet unveiled to the world in March of 2002, which was, at this point, almost 16 years ago. Okay, it looks like we've been through this before. 10 minutes of Sketchbook. Cool, what are we gonna do with our time now? There was something I wanted to do. But now I can't remember what it was. Huh. I bet I gotta get behind that fence. I could see somebody spending a ton of time doing this, by the way. Just like working themselves into corners and seeing where they get out of bounds too. Okay. Well, we're somewhere we shouldn't be. Where did we get to? Oh! I got where I wanted to go! Ta-da! And I deloaded a bunch of ground. Okay, there we go. Great. Fantastic. Yeah, this is where I wanted to be. Okay. So yeah, fantastic game. Really liked it. Had a lot of fun with it. Think I'm gonna play the sequel. Let's Glove of Doom these fools. Oh, I wanted to do this. The items. There are item descriptions. You're looking at the 3000 Deluxe Hoverboard manufactured by Gravitron, and it can use it in races held throughout the galaxy. The hoverboard automatically equips as soon as you step onto an official Gadgetron hover track. Yeah, unless you glitch your way in. Find a Zoomerator and convert those tricks to turbo. The Persuader is a black market device outlawed on most planets, and for good reason. It uses illegal technology to warp minds. We at Gadgetron do not support this device since our vendors are vulnerable to its powers. Once you find this device, it is equipped permanently. The Persuader is powered by Raritanium. The Bolt Grabber is one of Gadgetron's most popular gadgets. Once you own one, it is permanently attached and will attract bolts over much greater distances. The Map-O-Matic is a result of Gadgetron's ongoing efforts to map every square inch of the entire galaxy. By simply possessing it, you can see areas on your map which were previously uncharted. That sounds like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy deal. Ultra Nanotech represents the pinnacle of Blarg engineering. This incredible boost increases your maximum health by 3 nanotech spheres. Developed by the Blarg scientist, Premium Nanotech increases your maximum health by 1 nanotech sphere. I didn't get whatever that is in my second playthrough. The Zoomerator is an attachment for the Gadgetron Z3000 Deluxe Hoverboard, which, through special quantum technology, converts tricks into turbo boost. Possessing the Zoomerator is crucial to winning some of the more difficult hoverboard races held in this galaxy. And if you need to convince anyone of your racing prowess, just show them the Zoomerator. Gadgetron code bots are necessary for opening Invinso vaults. There is always one code bot for each vault, and therefore a code bot can only be used once. So that getting the code bot literally only opens that one vault, which is fine. But I really, I think that's a shame because that vault was worth a lot of money and I liked it. Ah, Glove of Doom, I love you so much. Oh, that made you mad, did it? Okay, well they can't get that guy. They could try though. They're jumping. Look at that. So let's go Devastator this guy, and you'll see where this thing flies now. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it really does some insane damage. Man, he came right at me. Oh, I can't kill my own guys. Well, that's a thing to note. Yeah, the Gold Devastator is nuts. Alright, well, couldn't get to them. But yeah, so it like hits him and like flies around and hits a bunch of other people. It's really insane how well the Gold Devastator works. Look at that! Just jumps around and looks for things to kill. So, when we come back, more of this fantastic, great game. This was a great game. Play this game. It's fantastic. It's good. It's a good game. But that being said, I will be playing whatever the sequel to this is. Like I said, I think it's going Commando. I think Up Your Arsenal is the third game. Oh, he got me. So yeah, play this fantastic game. I really had a lot of fun with it. It's a ton of fun. Really hate those guys. Alright, yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's a well-made game. Like I said, I even had fun with the grinding, and the grinding was insane. I really like the Visibomb Glove. I really like some of the weapons. I can't wait to see new weapons in new games. I can't wait to see the take on old weapons in new games. Like, we're going to be playing Ratchet and Clank for a little bit, so buckle up. Hopefully the games will stay funny, and the games will stay enjoyable. I'm sure they will, but... Alright, I'll see you guys for that. And thanks, everybody. Bye.